Epic Gaming Night is sponsored by Tasty Minstrel Games. Make sure to check out the Tasty Minstrel podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. This podcast is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Thanks for your support. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canny, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, hello.
How's it going, everybody?
It is going well, sir. Man, people are already
I think
going in chat.
I think it's awesome that Darth Grader literally comes into chat like 5 to 10 minutes before the podcast starts, being like, dude, guys, where you at?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Man.
Awesome. So yeah, if anybody ever wants to come and hang out with us in chat, we always have tons of people talking to us at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night /live. We do these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. But yeah, total blast. What you guys been up to?
Man, busy working.
I
Things
know,
have been
right?
going good, but just kind of busy.
Mm-hmm.
And then just family stuff.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I got all my Christmas decorations set up with the family, like the whole, everybody, let's decorate the tree together. And had to move some furniture out and stuff like that, getting ready for the game day this weekend. So I'm trying to make sure everything's
I'm
ready.
excited. I hope I can attend.
If you come, you got to bring that Warring Colonies to see if we can try to get that to hit the table.
Yeah.
Well, if I come, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay.
Oh,
I've
so
got
that
a
makes Warring
little.
Colonies a little bit harder.
I've got a little operation, little schedule
Snafu.
thing going on Thursday, and I'm gonna be. I don't know how mobile I'll be.
You're making another child.
No, I'm preventing another child.
Oh no. Not oh no. I mean, that's good, but that's crazy, man.
I'm gonna be shooting blanks for the rest of my life come Thursday afternoon.
Well, you say that, but
Well, actually, the
Those don't
doctor
always
told me
take.
the first 20 titimes may not be blank. TMI for the
just
podcast.
FYI.
Hello,
Just in
everybody.
case
Welcome
everyone
back
on the
to
internet wanted to know.
podcast about board gaming and my testicles. I am your co-host,
I
Robert
mean,
Newman.
yeah. It's good knowledge, though. You don't want a bunch of just random children showing up one day. Like, hello.
So
Hi.
if I do come, Matt, as much as I want you to, and I need you to, you can't sit in my lap. If you're there as well.
Nice.
Nobody can. Anyway, so as of right now, I don't know. I've not made any plans for this weekend, except for to sit.
We'll get a pillow you can sit on, man. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Awesome. This
I'll
week,
answer that in chat. I'm not going to say that out loud for those that listen.
This week
Come on.
we are talking about two-player games. So
The irony
the irony.
as Rob decides to no longer add players to the world.
Hey, but he can
Well, I've
still-
already got my 2 players.
He's already got
Yeah.
his 2 players, so we're having a 2-player episode. Awesome. Not any too crazy news that I saw out there. I know the Imperial Assault app came out, and people were excited about that. I was trying to mess around with it and go through the tutorial, but I'm just like, so much text. I was trying to play with Scotty, and that wasn't really working out all that well. So he's like, "Daddy, stop reading." And I'm like, "I can't help it." But yeah, good times.
I'm excited. I'm actually getting ready to order all the big box.
Oh, for Imperial
expansions that come
Assault?
with that.
The miniatures in that game look pretty solid. Like that one with the Rancor. I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know everybody's going crazy out there. I think Barnes & Noble just marked down their Imperial Assault to 50% off on their clearance. So there's tons of posts everywhere about people being like, the app just came out and I just got the board game 50% off. And I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. But lots of good
I
stuff.
might have to run by Barnes and Noble then this week.
You don't have Imperial Assault? I thought you had the core set.
I have the core set, but if they have any like apps or even like little mini guys or something.
I don't know if they've ever like carried like Barnes and Noble doesn't do a whole lot of expansions except for like X-Wing, I think. But
X-Wing
maybe,
and Armada. But still,
if they have board games 50%
speaking
off.
of news, they're getting rid of all their board game stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they made an announcement that Barnes and Nobles is getting away from gaming. They're going to focus more on books and movies.
Oh, when did they announce that?
I saw it earlier this week, and that's why you're seeing a lot of the sales going on.
Oh, that's crazy, because I know that I went in there the other day, and they had tons of stuff, like massive amounts of things in there. So that's probably going to be after the holiday season. But that's really sad, because I know a lot of people are excited for the exposure that Barnes & Noble is giving to the board game industry. But
now, hopefully that was just fake news or something.
Where did you see it on? Do you know?
Quick.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that would be a big deal for a lot of people. I know that. I mean, it's hard to go into the Barnes and Noble and buy the full price thing, but I know they have like member discounts and things like that. So some people are getting good deals on board games and buying some stuff from Barnes and Noble. So, good times. James in chat said he saw the same thing, I think. So lame. But yeah, so that's actually really big news if Barnes and Noble's getting rid of that stuff. But hey, maybe some people get an opportunity to snatch up some good deals on some board games before they're gone.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm trying to see when it happened.
Nice. So, any other news you guys want to talk about? Any crazy Kickstarters you're currently backing that the world needs to hear about?
No, I mean just the Monster one that I did last week. I'm about to spend my money on games that are already out.
Nice. What was I gonna say? We had a comment on one of our videos saying that Kickstarter should pay Rob just for hyping up the Kickstarters that he backs and being so excited about it. And I'm like, oh man, I wish it worked that way.
Man, if it did work that way, I'd get so hyped about so many more Kickstarters.
I mean, that would be an interesting business model. You have curators, so you follow particular curators, and they're like, hey, I think this is going to be cool. That would actually be an interesting niche market. That's something that Steam's done with video game stuff.
Yeah.
Where they added in like a curator thing, so you can follow like Total Biscuit or a lot of other personalities, and they post reviews and stuff and recommend games, so you could follow them and get recommendations based off what they think.
That's awesome.
That actually kind of interesting to see. Speaking of following people on Kickstarter, I started following Jonathan Gilmour, and that was sort of a mistake.
Does he back everything?
He does. I just wanted to know when he put out a game, and it's like literally like twice a day. It's like, hey man, Jonathan Gilmour has backed this, and I'm just like, boy.
But he probably also does that for companies too, though, because like I know, he's independent, but I know some companies like I get that for Cool Mini or Not, because I'm like, why did Cool Mini or Not just back that game? It's like nothing that they would do, and also Gray Fox games.
Right, but like I feel like those are sort of few and far between. Like I saw Gray Fox one time backed like a watch, and I was just like, oh, okay, well that's But like, man, this man is like multiple times a week something's like popping up, and I'm just like, oh boy, I need to stop getting emails.
I only follow Rob, and then I immediately text him after he backs something. I'm like, hey, saw you back that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but you haven't backed me in a while though. I mean, you haven't texted me in a while on that.
I only do it when it's the games that I'm also super excited about. No,
so you're not excited about this monster game?
No, it'll be cool. It'll be fine. It'll be cool. I haven't looked into it that much besides just seeing the walls.
I'm also excited for the Joan of Arc, and since you didn't text me about it, I'm not going to play it with you.
Oh, I felt bad when you because you already told us you were going to back it. Like, you backed it like during the show or something like that once. Like, you've done that before. Like, literally, we've been, like, talking on the show about a Kickstarter, and then, like, after the show, I'd check my email and be like, hey, Robert Newman backed that. I'm like, he literally backed that, like, while we were doing the show. It's pretty funny.
Darth, sir, if you don't want to be kicked out of chat, please quit saying stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be bad.
just real quick. Darth, I think you're amazing, sir. And I want you to further our children's education, but only children don't need to educate other adults about certain things that are going on.
Don't educate the wives. That's terrible.
Rob, have you ever been more happy that your wife doesn't really watch the show that often?
Yes. However, though, I did tell you guys about Joan of Arc. Like, she saw that bill, and she was like, yeah, that was not a fun conversation.
It's fine.
Oh, by the way, my wife watched last week's podcast, and she texted me #bouncy, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yes. Yes. God,
oh, man. I was like, good. What are you even talking about? Oh, okay.
I just want that on.
Are we still talking about the news?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't play a lot of solo games. Like, in fact, I played
That's
played
not supposed
Descent.
to be solo, is it?
It can be played solo.
Oh.
I played
know it's
Descent.
like a very story-driven game.
Bro, it is. It is. They're saying it's like Tales of the Arabian Nights set in the Runebound universe.
Dude, I'd play that on Saturday.
So here's the thing. I posted a picture of this of like when it came in on Instagram, and I had immediately some people like, let me know a review. What's going on?
I
want to play it. I want to know. So I may try to play it this weekend or this week, but I'm letting you guys know I will play this as soon as possible because I want to play it. My friend Lee was telling me about it over Thanksgiving.
I think kind of you just like make your character and it kind of like plays you through the rules on the first scenario, so it might be something easy to get into.
Yeah, I mean you make your characters. It's almost like a D&D sheet. You can make your characters and go from there. I'm loving the possibilities about this.
Yeah.
And so we may have to do something soon.
And that is,
but as soon as you guys,
Legacy of Dragonholt, if people can't tell.
Sorry
for the audio.
For some, I didn't even catch it. I was like, "What game are they talking about?"
Legacy of Dragonholt is
Legacy of Dragonholt.
Is the it's set in the Tyrnoth universe, but it is like a board game role playing game where it's very much like story, choose your own adventure, Tales of the Arabian Nights. But like you have an actual character sheet, and you actually create a character.
For 1 to 6 players, you will travel to the village of Dragonholt, meet an old friend, embark on adventures, and save the day, or not, as you make choices and test your skills. Dragonholt lives and changes around you, and the tale may take unexpected twists and turns due to your decisions and achievements. No two stories will ever be the same. Will you save the young lord, or let him perish, defeat the dragon, or watch the village burn? Adventure awaits. So gather your friends, create your character, and dive into the rich world of the Runebound universe.
Or you ride the dragon and help it burn the town down.
Bro,
yes.
I will. I will. What is that? What is that old cartoon about the dragon? It was a famous YouTube thing. Man, they even had a song.
There was an old game for the Sega Dreamcast called Dragon Riders Chronicles of Pern. If anyone knows that game, I think it might be just me. I don't think I've met another soul alive who remembers that game. It wasn't great, but boy, it was weird. I might have. It might have just been a fever dream from my childhood that I'm just like, man, do you remember this? You had a dragon, you could ride it. Everybody got dragons because they had to fight off the anthrax that was coming in from the sky, and you're like, what the? That game was weird. Anyway.
Hype.
Awesome. Anyways, I'm excited for this. As soon as he was telling me that it's like Tales of the Arabian Nights, I was like, okay, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I've heard that multiple
Trogdor.
times. So.
Yes.
Strong bad emails. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Trogdor, the Burninator.
Yes.
I've actually been making my kids watch a bunch of strong bad email videos, so they enjoy it.
Sweet.
I think. Awesome. Well, I guess we can get into some of the stuff we've been playing. Do you guys have anything you want me to talk about? A game?
I've been playing. I played the games.
You did play games. I saw some pictures.
I know, and you don't like them on Instagram. I'm not saying that I'm upset about it, but I like all the Epic Gaming Night pictures on Instagram.
I like it.
And no Epic Gaming Night love.
Whatever, man.
Oh no, I look through it. I look because I'm one of those people that I get excited every time a heart comes on. because I don't have thousands of followers. I've got like 17, and so I know. And Epic Gaming Night, you haven't liked any of my stuff in a while. It's okay though. It's okay.
I know I have it set, or I did have it set for notifications. My phone, I've been switching out phones.
You get
so much
notified
recently.
on my Kickstarters, but you won't like my Instagram. It's cool though. We're just co-hosts and friends. It's all right.
I follow a lot of people on Instagram.
Yeah, but you
I'll
only
make a point.
2 other people. You like Matt's pizza pictures though on Instagram.
I like all of
see you
AJ's
comment on-
pictures mostly.
Yeah,
I think
That's the only
the
pictures
thing
I like
is,
is AJ's pictures.
I post so few and far between. It probably does that thing that Instagram does, where it's like, "Hey, your friend hasn't posted in a while, and he posted 17 pictures in a row. Why don't you have a look?"
Nice. Oh yeah, did you see last week's favorite game Friday, Rob?
I think so.
Because if you would know Adam's
I
video
know
if you
Adam.
saw it.
I know Adam threw me some love, but I can't remember if it was last week or the week before.
It was this week where he was like winking at the camera.
Yes, I remember because like he tagged me in on Instagram, and so I got the notification and I watched it. And that's why I love Adam Sparks though, and that's why I don't have this conversation with Adam, because we like each other's posts because we're friends. He's got a beautiful family. But Roy just kind of leaves me high and dry. I'm all alone, guys. I'm all alone. Guys, please like my post.
It's easy when you
I
each
wanna
only
get to
have
20
like
followers.
3 followers each.
I want to get to 20 followers, guys. Help me out.
Things get
man.
lost in the waves when it gets intense.
Man.
Awesome. Well, tell us about the game you played, Rob.
Well, I will talk about the first one. I really like trick-taking games. Is it trick or trip? T-R-I-C-K or
Trick.
T-R-I-P?
I think it's called a trick, like the different suits or
Yeah.
different whatever. It's like called a
Well,
trick.
I played a trick-taking game. I played Rook. For those that don't know what Rook is a trick-taking game where you're trying to get sets and you're trying to bid at the beginning of the round. So everybody, you play teams of 2, so 2v2, and everybody gets dealt 9 cards, and then the middle gets dealt 9 cards. And then you can bid up to 180, but if you bid 180, you have to score all 180. Freaking love Rook. My wife's family plays Rook all the time. We had some friends over this weekend. We hadn't seen since like the baby was born, and so they were like, we need to come. So anyway, we played Rook. So anyway, sorry about that. So we were playing, and what you do is you were trying to get trumps. Trump is going to be whatever color you call. There's 4 colors in the game. There's red, black, green, and yellow. And you're just trying to score points. And the way we play is first group to 500 points wins, but it's a real simple trick-taking game. My wife and I are not good when we play together on teams, but then when we play, well, because she doesn't like the way I play opposite the way that she plays. Like when she plays, like she does all of her high cards first to just kind of like get all the tricks, and I like to play all my hard cards last. I like to go out on a high note, and she's like, no, you need to capture everybody else's high cards, so then you know you want it. I'm like, no, I want to trick everybody into giving me their stuff, and so I can catch it with this stuff later. So then we get mad, and then like when we play against each other, if we're playing a game, and let's say we're on opposite teams, but our teams aren't going head-to-head, we're fine. We're having a good time. But as soon as we're going head-to-head, it's like murder. You would not know my wife and I were married. And so we're playing with this couple, and we're just like, you're doing that so stupid. That's the dumbest thing. I can't even believe that you're doing this. And so we're yelling at each other. We're giving each other a hard time, and then our friends just bust out laughing because, you know, we're acting like an old married couple, which we've been married for a long time. And so we just had a blast. It's a fun, easy game. You can buy it at your local drugstore. Like I think I got this copy at Walgreens or something like that. But it's a blast. If you like trick-taking games, my family grew up playing cards and canasta and rummy and other stuff like that. My wife's family grew up playing dominoes and rook. And so it's one of those things that your grandparents probably played. But it's a blast. I think you'll enjoy it. It is Rook. Super easy, super fun. And excited to have a lot of first-time watchers on. If you're watching, so sorry. A lot of our faces are made for radio. So if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Matt's beard is made for prime time.
Matt's beard is just gorgeous, and I'm kind of mad that he's got his hair up in the headband because last week it was just flowing beautifully.
Hey, he can't make everybody jealous.
Even the girls on the show that were listening in
we
the
get
chat were
we
like,
get weird comments when Matt's hair is
what
down.
Is he doing?
So.
His hair is so nice and so beautiful.
They were a little sad because they were like, "What conditioner do you use?" And I was like, "I don't." And they were like, "Oh boy."
Adam,
yeah. Now Matt gets the hair product questions.
Woo.
Hey, side note: are you guys going to Cool Mini or not? I'm thinking about getting my ticket like this week or next week.
Did they announce the dates?
The ticket's already out for sale. It's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, it's always that weekend. I'm probably planning
when
on
you want to celebrate Mom? We're doing a convention.
It's great for me because the Cool Mini or Not Expo is in Atlanta, and my mom is in Atlanta, so it makes sense for me to go to Cool Mini or Not Expo on Mother's Day, so I can actually see my mom on Mother's Day. It doesn't really work out for anybody else that way, I don't think.
Nah. My mom's North Carolina.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely want to try to make that again.
I'm thinking about getting my ticket. So Adam, if you hear me, set that thing up with your brother. Let's go. And here's the thing: for those that aren't sure about Cool Mini or not, listen. Knowing what we know now,
it'll be a lot better this year.
I think they'll fix some stuff, but I think it's still just going to be Cool Mini or Not stuff.
So I'm definitely going to bring my own Cool Mini or Not games.
But also, their portfolio of games has grown so much. Like, I didn't realize how much stuff that they had in other areas outside of mini games. Mm-hmm. And so it's not so bad if for a couple days you're just playing their games. They have Euros. Mm-hmm. They have party games. They have crazy miniatures. They have great games. They have all different types. Like, I was really impressed this year just seeing their portfolio and how much it's grown. And also, the new Hate is getting ready to start on Kickstarter before the year ends. And I imagine they'll have stuff there.
Demo that.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, we're talking about games we've been playing.
Nice. For me, I'm going to talk about a game that I ended up playing with my dad weekend before last. But we got a chance to play the Under the Pyramids scenario, or some of the Under the Pyramid stuff for the expansion to Arkham Horror. And it's kind of interesting because, like, with playing so much Mansions of Madness, like, my Arkham Horror has, or not Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror. My Eldritch Horror has just kind of set on the shelf because I'm like, if I'm going to play a like Lovecraft-based game, I'm probably going to grab Mansions of Madness or grab the Arkham Horror LCG. But my dad has, like, all of the Eldritch Horror stuff, or most of it, and he wanted to, like, get it out and play some. And I was like, okay, cool, like, this is what he wants to do, let's do this. Because I was like, I got Mansions, I got the new stuff, we can play this. He's like, oh, let's play this. I'm like, okay. And I really enjoy Eldritch Horror, like, playing it again. Like, that game is really fun. We played with the whole, like, Egypt sideboard, and we were playing with, like, all the Egypt-y themed stuff, so we had to, like, run in to do all the different, like, pyramid scenarios, and it was very, like, thematic based off of the Great Old One. It was like whatever his name is, the guy, I think, like, Nyarlathotep or something like that. But it's all very thematic based off what you do, and we just, like, had a lot of fun, like, running around. His character ended up dying, and I ended up having to, like, go, like, try to find all the clues off of her body, and then he got a new character that could help us out with different stuff, and then this giant moth thing appeared, and we had to, like, go and, like, work together to fight the moth. He had, like, a thing where he could summon the moth to him, and and then I had, like, a thing where if there was a cultist in the same space, we could kill it off, like, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Rob's wagging his finger at me. I don't know what's going on. Rob's dying, I guess. But yeah, that game is just a lot of fun, and I feel like almost all of these Arkham Files games are solid. Like, if you want a giant, like, globe-trotting game where you get to upgrade your character with tons of cool items, that's one of the things I really enjoy about Eldritch Horror, is you get to, like, gain all sorts of different, like, stat increases and different different like items and things like that in this game. Like in Mansions, you get a little bit of that stuff, but in Eldritch, you just get like tons of spells and tons of items and tons of things, and it's really cool to like upgrade your character and then try to figure out how to complete the 3 mysteries you have to actually complete the game. But yeah, if you haven't tried out Eldritch Horror, or if you have Eldritch Horror and it's sitting on the shelf, definitely throw it on the table again, because it's definitely a lot of fun every time that I end up getting a chance to get to the table and get it played. It definitely plays better with lower player counts, because that's an intense.
Would you say it plays
game.
better with 2 players?
It plays really good with 2 players, but I'd say like 2 or 3. Once you get into that 4, 5, 6 territory, you're going to be there all day, and you're probably still going to lose, because the difficulty gets sort of insane at a certain point. And it's so random, like many of those games are, that the more randomness you add in there, the more chances there are for things to go wrong. But yeah, definitely fun. I know we played Eldritch Horror once, Rob, and I remember your character doing all sorts of crazy stuff and helping save the day.
Oh, bro, when we played Eldritch Horror, I had this one thing that let me did it. Like, it helped me in combat against cold creatures or something.
Yeah,
and I just so happened to be fighting, like, a lot of Yetis. And so I was just, like, going to town.
Yeah. It's definitely fun, yeah. And I really like the cooperation in that game as well.
Mansions is better, though.
Yeah, Mansions is better because it has that puzzly aspect and that trying to solve it. But all the games feel very different. And they're very expensive. If I was going to pick one out of any of them, I would definitely pick Mansions. But definitely don't pass up an opportunity to play some of the other Arkham Files games, because they're pretty awesome. I know you got to play another one of your very favorite games, Rob.
I did. Sorry, I'm ordering stuff on Amazon right now as we talk.
More board games?
So I got to play
comment.
one of my favorite games. I got to play Zombicide, but I played Zombicide Season 3. Well, actually, all the seasons. We had every single one. We had Angry Neighbors. We had Rune Morgue. We had the Toxic Wasteland. We had the ones the brown ones that are melee only. We had the birds. We had the dogs. I mean, it was awesome. I had some people coming over to the house, brand new to board games, young brother and sister. Met them at church. In fact, they're actually the pastor's kids. And we've always talked about like The Walking Dead and other stuff like that. And I played board games with them in the past, but it was just like Telestrations, or Tada, and we played some other stuff. But I was talking to them about it. I was like, hey man, we need to start playing like games. Like, let's start like a little group at church. And so we're trying to get this other kid in, because then like I think if we can get like these 3 or 4 kids into playing, like we can get like a once a month thing kind of going. But anyway, so I brought them over and we started playing Zombicide. I freaking love Zombicide. It is the button smasher, press your luck board game. There's really no strategy. You start off with 3 actions: shoot, search, or kill, or run. And it's just a blast. I have so many characters. That is one of the downsides of my collection. Is it took
too many
us
choices?
Like way too many choices, but like they're all really good.
You might just have to start throwing 5 at each person and being like, pick one of these 5, something like that.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. I like looking through all the characters and seeing who they are. But anyway, we had an absolute blast. There were so many times in that game where I thought, like, there was this one guy. I picked this one character. His name is Bear. He's a big, husky guy. He looks like a big Scottish guy. He's got big red hair and a big red beard. He's wearing a white T-shirt and like green overalls. And his name is Bear. And there was this one point where all he had, because I couldn't find anything else, was a pan and like an axe, right? And the axe was okay.
Did you go like, Samwise Gamgee on somebody with a pan?
So what ended up happening is he had like 2 damage. He got hurt in some, and we were getting ready to leave him behind. We were getting ready to drop Bear, and I was like, "Bye, Bear. I'm so sorry." I even felt bad. I told everybody else, "I was like, man, pick this guy. Now he's gonna die, and I gotta do something else." So anyway, people are gonna go to Dice Tower Con. Sorry, my ADD is kicking in. So all of a sudden, I go into this one room, and I search. And what do I find? Lo and behold, a freaking chainsaw. Now, chainsaw is absolutely amazing for those that have played Zombicide before. My guy went from being one of the lowest characters points wise. Like, I think he was like a 11 or 12 in yellow by the time he found that, and a couple of the other characters were already in orange, and like everybody else was higher than him. And then he ended the game the first player to hit the red. And the way you get points is by killing zombies. So he's literally just running through the town, just chainsawing zombies up. And then on the next turn, not only did I find the chainsaw one turn, because you can only search an area once, regardless of your actions. You can only search an area once. The next turn, when I was allowed to search again, I found a dog. And the dog special ability for this particular dog, it gave me, anytime I did any type of melee combat, it gave me 2 more dice. And so the chainsaw, you roll 5 dice. So now I'm running around rolling 7 dice. Had an absolute blast just going to town, wrecking people. It's such a fun game. If you ever need to just like blow stuff up, like, you know, like you have that video game like where you play Call of Duty or something, and you don't want to think, you just want to like just run around and do stupid stuff. Zombicide to me is like my Call of Duty. Even though it's not the player versus player, it's just endless waves of zombies. And we had to go find the pink X, which is the keys for the helicopter, and we had to find the blue X, which allowed us to escape. It was just fun. We had a blast. And I know I'm talking a lot about this game. I apologize. So Zombicide, if you ever get a chance to play it, I like both. If you went with the modern day one, get any of them. However, go online and download Season 3 rules. I think the Season 3 rules are the best rules. But then also Zombicide Black Plague. If you do the medieval version, which next time we play, we're going to play the medieval one.
That's awesome.
They have the most updated rules as well. And so a lot of fun.
Have they adapted?
Be here soon?
What?
Won't Green Horde be here soon?
Yes, and so that's the other reason why we're going to be playing the medieval version soon, because I was showing them my Kickstarter backing.
Dude, I want to play that with the Stranger Things stuff.
Oh, and that's exactly because we were talking about watching Stranger Things while we were playing the game, and I was like, "Oh, Stranger Things! I got Green Horde coming in." They're like, "What's Green Horde?" Kickstarter, and they're like, "What's Kickstarter?" I said, "Don't worry about it. These are young kids. They're in their teens. They're not young kids." But I was like, anyways, so I got this, and I was like, "Look at this dragon that's coming!" And on the Green Horde Kickstarter, it like shows a picture of the dragon compared to one of the figurines, and so anyway, we're excited. But we'll definitely play before Green Horde comes in, because I don't think Green Horde comes in till like March or April. I got a lot of games coming in from Kickstarter next year. I got like 11 coming in next year for Kickstarter.
I don't have that many games, but I do have other random stuff like knives and like oak tumblers and just a bunch of random junk. So, yeah.
I think Unstable Unicorns is coming out this year, because I back that for some reason, just because I like the idea that you have to build a deck on unicorns that want to blow each other up. So I got Unstable Unicorns, and then I think The Deception is supposed to come out this year, either this year or early next year. And then like from February on, it's like either every month or every other month I've got a game coming. I'm also excited for Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea.
Dude,
that should be coming in March.
I'm so stoked. They keep posting pictures, the Gameling guys, and it looks ridiculous. Like, I know I played it at Gen Con, but even just looking through the pictures again, I'm just like, it's so dumb. It's so good.
Yeah. But anyway, Zombicide. Love it. I'll never get rid of my stuff. It's a blast. I'm excited to play.
Did you get all your minis painted yet?
Bro, I've only painted like 3 of my Zombicide minis. But I do need to like at least base paint or base coat spray the Necromancers, because they are hard to find when you have like 300 plus minis and only a couple of Necromancers trying to go through that shoebox full of minis.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So, Matt, what about you? Have you gotten to think about any games, or has life been too crazy here recently?
I got to play Terraforming Mars over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
I heard it was 5 hours.
It was a long game of Terraforming Mars. So part of it was my first time teaching it, and I was very unsure of certain things. So I was like, well, let me just go back, make sure. We also did that thing where we each start a corporation, but we have no production in anything, so that kind of makes the game a little bit longer. We were doing drafting, so that makes the game a little bit longer. So all in all, it was about 5 hours. I think we started at 3:30 because the Panthers game started at 4, and we started before the game. And I think I left Hector's house at around 10:30. Now, we'd finished the game long before then, but it was a long game. But it was a very fun game. I don't remember. Oh no, me and Hector tied, and I couldn't remember the tiebreaker, so I don't know who actually won. Like, I think it has something to do with the amount of money you have left. But I don't know. That game was crazy. Like, Ryan starts out turn 1. He had the corporation that does, like, it starts with 10 titanium. So like his turn 1, he played a card that was worth like 40 some or 50 some. Like, turn 1 was just like, here we go, cool, everything's great. And I'm just like, oh my god. So like, he started off the game with like 2 to 3 titanium production and like a bunch of other stuff, and it was just absolutely insane from like moment go. It's pretty cool. We got to see most of the special tiles come out. I built a volcano.
Oh, nice.
Ryan crashed the moon into Mars. Good old
Is that part of the expansion?
Nope. It's part of the base game. There's
You can crash the moon into Mars?
Yeah, so it's
one of Mars's moons, not Earth's moon.
Oh yeah, true.
Sorry.
The card's called Deimos Down. And I love the flavor text. Is literally, it just says, we don't use that moon anyway. And it's like, yeah. So good. But
aren't Mars's moons are pretty small anyway, so.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever done plants or animals or anything like that. Every time I've just been like, all right, build up the money to build the space things. And plants is a very interesting game in its own right. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was good. I can see a lot more replayability because I still haven't played any of the other boards, like Hellas or Elysium or whatever.
Venus Next is out now.
Yeah, man, they brought 180 copies to PAX Unplugged, and I did not get the memo, so I saw people walking around with it, and I was like, whoa, hey, where'd you get that?
I think, from what I heard, it came in late, and then when people saw, like, somebody pushing a cart with it to the booth, like, people were following the cart to the booth and just bought it all up.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
So, good times. Awesome. Well, I guess we should go ahead and get into our topic, which is 2-player games. So, what are some good 2-player games? You got any off the top of your head? One of the great ones that comes to mind for me is Summoner Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Summoner Wars is a
man, I didn't even think about that one.
game.
It's been a minute since I played it, but that is a fantastic one.
Yeah. And along the same vein, but with miniatures and, well, Command and Colors, is like Battlelore or Memoir 44.
Yeah, I've got several Battlelores.
Yeah.
Written down. I've also got Memoir 44, which is a Command and Colors, which I played that with Lee over Thanksgiving, and I'm glad I did because it saved itself from being chucked. Outside of getting into card games and miniature games, I really like Rebellion.
Yeah, for sure. That was the next one I was going to say.
2-player game,
so
and
good.
I know. Do you want to mention any more? Because I think we're going to probably say the same.
Well, I'm not going to mention my favorite one, but you'll probably mention it. But yeah, there's tons of. I mean, like you said, you're not going to mention the card games, but all the LCGs and the CCGs that are mostly 2 players. Well, pretty much all of them are 2 players. There's so much great stuff that you can play 2 players there. Another game that works really well 2 players is Race for the Galaxy, because when you play with 2 players, you get to play 2 cards each turn, and it just speeds up the game. I know Race for the Galaxy is a hard game to like teach people and stuff like that. But once you have someone that knows how to play the game, you can like bust out games of Race for the Galaxy real quick, 2 players, which is really cool. Do you have any games that you think would be great 2 players, Matt?
Seven Ronin, I actually like a decent amount. It's pretty good. The other one that I was thinking of is This War of Mine is pretty good 2 players.
You played that?
Yeah, we played at it. It was a couple of months ago. Played it at Hector's. Because he had it set up. We went through. We got destroyed very quickly. But that game, we were playing it with 4, and it felt very clunky. Because the way it works is they want you to pass the book that you're reading, all of these actions and stuff you're supposed to do around so that people feel like they have something to do, because it's one big co-op that is all built around this like one community. So you don't really control a character. It's the 4 of you controlling the whole board. So you're trying to make group decisions that way. And there were times where it would lend itself to one person would have the book for like 10 to 20 minutes or like 30 minutes. And so when you play with like lower player counts, like if you play by yourself or with 2 people, it sort of just pops off and gets a lot faster, and cuts a lot of the weight out of the game, I feel like, and makes it a better playing experience. But that one, I feel like, would be a pretty good 2-player game because it allows you to share the tension and all of the worry and concern with somebody else so that you're not just experiencing sheer terror alone. But yeah, I don't know.
A lot of games that have like crazy amounts of downtime are like a lot better when you only play them with 2, because then it minimizes that drastically. Like I know Mage Knight is pretty intensive on the downtime, but when you play it only 2 players, it ends up like really solid because you don't have to wait for 3 other players to take their turn. You just wait for 1 other player to take their turn. So
yeah,
it can definitely help.
And you tend to be a little bit more invested in that other person's turn because it's, I don't know, you're just there together, I guess.
I've played Xayah several times 2 players, and I really enjoy it that way. I think I like it a little bit better like 3 players, though, because 2 players, sometimes there's just no one near you to shoot at.
Yeah, no. That's for sure. Space gets really empty.
Yep. But yeah, awesome. Cool. Well,
War of the Ring. Got to say it before you move on. Probably the best 2-player game out there.
Hype. Definitely agreement. Do you enjoy gaming with 2 players? Just getting 1 other player and playing directly against that person, or cooperatively, depends on the game.
If I had to choose, I'd rather game with more people. Some games are only 2-player games.
Yeah.
Like I like going to tournaments, like I like going to Ashes tournaments, even though it's 1-on-1.
Head-to-head
I don't
thing.
feel like it's 1-on-1, just because like there's a lot of people around, and so you're still getting to mess with other people and just have a good time. But like if it were up to me, I would rather play with multiple people. But I do like 2-player games. But
yeah. I feel like
I just prefer people.
Yeah, I prefer like having a group experience most of the time because it's just crazy fun. Like there's more variables and you're always playing off of a bunch of people. But when it's head to head, it's like it feels a lot of times if you're playing a competitive game, it's just you against them, and
which I like that.
And it's fun, but sometimes like it just depends on the game. But I mean, I love playing. I just like playing games. It doesn't really matter how many players. I enjoy more players better because there's more people to hang out with and have fun with and socialize with. But if I can play a game with 1 other person, like I love when Rob gets to come over and play games, and I play tons of games, like 2 players whenever Trevor gets a chance to come over. And like I spent last weekend and played a bunch of 2-player games with my dad. We'll like stay up late at night after everybody goes to bed and play some 2-player games. It's always fun to just hang out with that one person and play games also. So I just play games. Games are fun.
Yeah.
So you'll play games with me, but you won't like my Instagram pictures.
Oh, okay. I would like your Instagram pictures. They're just hard to... Dude, I followed like 2,000 people also.
I understand.
Oh boy.
I understand. I'm not bitter about it at all. I'm totally over it.
Unfollow Robert
Zero
Newman.
bitter.
Let me go in right now. Will this make you better? I just go in right now on the live stream and like your Instagram pictures.
We'll see. It possibly could.
You're like, yes, do it right now.
I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna be like, no.
Okay, let's see here.
So what's the next question while you're doing that? So, do
Is
you enjoy
it hard
gaming 2 players?
to get 2-player games to the table for you?
Yes. I believe it's hard to get 2-player games to the table because, again, I'm not going to really go out of my way to just invite one other person to come over. Now, with my work schedule, sometimes it only works for me to play a 2-player game with Roy because I work a lot at nights and weekends. Like when my clients are off of work, I go work with them. And so, like, during the day, Roy and I can play 2-player games. Thank you, Roy. I'm watching these. I'm very, very excited about that. So,
granted, several of these have plenty of hearts on them already.
Like 7 or 8. It's not. So, it's hard because it's not something that I typically do on that end.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I feel like if you have to be like really good friends with the person to be like, hey, just you come over and play games with me. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you invite a group of people over, it's a little bit less awkward for them. You know, like, I don't know.
Well, it's not so bad. Like Saturday at your game day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say a bunch of people go into 2 different games, and there's just like 2 people left. That's not so bad, at least in my eyes.
It's still like a social thing, but like I feel
like you
like
still get to hang out with people. But
I feel like it might be a little like if I invite a bunch of people over from work or whatever, and like multiple people come and all show up, and like there's other people there and around, it feels like it'd be a little bit less awkward than just being like, hey, you one guy come over to my house and play a game if you're not like as into gaming or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure Matt would be freaked out if I invited him over to play games the very first time, and he was like, oh, it's just you here. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No offense, but even if you did that now, I would still be a little weird just because of just how I am socially. I would just be like,
I mean, I put the roses out on the bed. I light the candles. I don't know what the problem is.
You made cheese fries.
Dude, I'm pretty sure if I made cheese fries, Matt would be like, I mean, okay, that's cool.
I even feel weird like going over to Hector's house and it's just like me and Hector, and I'm just like, okay. What's happening? I don't know.
Oh man, if I got Hector alone.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, I get a decent amount of time to play 2-player games because Trevor will have like time off during the afternoon sometimes, and he'll come over and play games. So that's a lot of fun. But we're always like, man, we need another like we always want more people to be there so that we can like play the 3 and 4-player games, because majority of these games are just strictly better with that many. We'll play a lot of games that should be 3 or 4 players, just 2 players. But it's like, man, we really wish like Rob was here, or Matt was here, that we could really dig into this game with more people. Cause it's just fun to have that experience with a lot of people a lot of times. Awesome. What games work well with 2 players that also works well with multiple players?
I actually really like HeroClix 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've enjoyed it when you and I played HeroClix together.
Yeah.
That's been a blast.
But then the Battle Royale was fun too.
I also really like Run Fight or Die. Like just playing that with my wife. Like I'll play with other people and we have fun. But I've really enjoyed it when I just like play with my wife, and it's like press your luck type of a game. And then the last one that I'll mention, I like Crystal Golem or Century Spice Road / Splendor, those types of games, 2 players.
Yeah.
Because I hate waiting for other people to pick the obvious thing. Just like do it. Just like shut up, make your pick. And my wife, she doesn't have patience either. And so like when we play those games together, they go rather quick.
Nice. That's awesome. I think I actually think Spectre Ops plays really good 2 players. I don't know if you've ever played it 2 players, But that game is like, I've played it 2 players probably like 3 times. It's really good. Like, he originally designed the game with 2 players in mind, but it plays good 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. Like, it's just solid with like those player counts. So you can play with a variety of player counts and still have a lot of fun with that game. If you play 2 players, the hunter side, you actually control 2 of the hunters, but it's still really fun.
Well, I mean, yeah, you'd have to.
It's still really fun to be able to do that and just work it out you against your opponent as they're sneaking around the board, and you're just being like, where did you go? Or if you are the agent, you're just trying to hide in all the corners and them not find out. It's a great game. What do you think, Matt? Are there any games that you think would work good with 2 players that also work with multiple players?
I feel like Dead of Winter is a game that falls into that category. Like 2 players, it works very well. It's a lot of fun.
Completely cooperative 2 players?
Yep.
Gotcha.
It's like BSG 2 players is also completely cooperative, and it's still a very fun game because then it just becomes, hey, can you survive?
That's a nightmare.
And it's just, the game is very difficult. So you're still, there's still that tension, there's still a lot of that stuff, but you don't have to worry so much about, hey man, is that guy going to stab me in the back? Because he shouldn't if he wants to win. That's actually the only time I have won the game as humans. Actually, no. The only time I won the game as humans was with a 3-player game. But still, for some odd reason, we just didn't draw Cylon. It was kind of crazy. But even still, the game is very hard. So I think that's a game that plays very well with low player counts and then higher up too.
Yeah. Do you think there is a different dynamic when playing 2-player games?
I think there's more tension, especially if you're not playing a co-op.
Yeah.
Definitely more tension because it's just like, like when you play other games, it's like, all right, who's the traitor or who's going to screw me over or what alliance can I make? Not in 2 players. It is me versus you. Like, I know you're coming right at me. And so I think that's a big dynamic. I think it helps. It helps me. I know some people don't like that, but I love it because it eliminates the tension.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry. I know Roy is my enemy.
There's also
I don't have to worry about if he's gonna.
There's no negotiation in a 2-player game.
None.
Really. It's like literally like, well, we're against each other. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. So
you don't have to try to talk that 3rd player or 4th player into helping you out. It's like, no.
Come on, man, don't do this, and then we can get him. He's winning, but he's not really winning. He may be winning right now in the round, but he's not winning the war. He's winning that battle, and Roy does that a lot. Man, come on, we got to take down Rob, or we got to take down Matt. They're winning, they're in first place, but you are so close behind us. I mean, that like if anybody coughs, you're in first place.
Yeah.
But you use that strategy a lot. Hey guys, they're in first. You need to get them. No, man.
That's always you always go after the first player. Always.
No, because the first player is not always the first player. If you get what I'm saying. They're not.
Unless we're playing Champions of Midgard, and then Rob's really the first player. Like, not even close. Even close.
That game was insane.
That game is awesome. I love that game.
Rob is just like on the steamroller running everything through. He's like, I don't even care. He's like, what? Blame? I don't care.
I didn't. I took off 21 points and still scored 217 points. Yeah, I mean, it would have been 238 points. I wrecked. Like, I made a good little system. It worked for me.
Well, I think you got that one item too that helped you out a lot. That's like, oh, you can gain a blame, and you're like, good, and do this cool thing.
Here's one of the things that is broke about that game, and it's one of the few things that I think is broke about Champions of Midgard. Blame only hurts you 6 and above. You get minus 21 points. So
I think there should be a certain point where if you get a certain amount of blame, then the townspeople just like kill you and you lose.
Yeah.
It's like okay, you can go over to a certain extent, but if you go too far, then they just kill you.
They should lose. Because that's what happened. I ended up not caring at all, and I ended the game with like close to 20 blame, but I didn't care because I fought those monsters where if you don't kill them in one round, they give you a blame for every round you have to go back, but they don't hurt you. They just give you blame. And so I was like, I don't care because I'm getting 10 victory points each time I kill them and 2 gold. So, yeah, I just I wrecked it. I think that if I were to fix anything in Champions of Midgard, it would be the whole blame thing because knowing that's in there, I'll probably never kill a troll again because I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think they give you enough points.
Yeah. It should I think it should just double, so where it's like 1 blame 1, 2 blame 2, 3 blame 4, 4 blame 8.
It does to a certain extent, but then like at a certain point, like at 21 points or whatever, it just cuts off. It just stops. And Rob had like 3 times that many blame. That's awesome.
Cool, I don't know. I feel really uncomfortable right now. What's going on in chat? Just like, hey guys, what did I miss? Boom, 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 boom.
Oh no!
Honestly, I think that should be the episode title.
No, that can't be the episode title.
Episode 135. Rob's sperms are in danger. Roy is a social media diva. Matt doesn't use conditioner. That's what it is. It's solid. 10 out of 10. I'm gonna put that in the show notes.
Also, put 10 out of 10 on there.
For those that are just joining in, I'm getting a vasectomy. That's what we're talking about.
That's the episode.
Nothing sexual or anything like that. Just a minor operation.
Awesome. When looking at 2-player games, what is the main thing that you're looking for?
All right, what was the question? Sorry, I was thinking about.
You're thinking about Thursdays. What you're thinking about? When looking at 2-player games, what is the main thing you're looking for?
Speed.
Gotcha.
Like, because there's 2-player games that I like of all different types, but if I'm looking for a 2-player game, it's fine if it's a 2 or 3 hour game. If it's a game like War of the Rings, but outside of that, I'm looking for speed. Like, okay, let's play, let's get going. So,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just the same as any other game for the most part. Like, I want a game that's going to be fun and be engaging, and it really depends on the person that I'm playing against. You know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to play the super combative like head-on-head game with Matt just because it's like not his thing. But like if we played Zaya and we're flying around different parts of the galaxy, I think Matt would still have fun with that. Just still trying to be merchants and blow up the NPCs. I don't think Matt would have a problem do that too much. But if I loaded my ship with guns and gunned him down, he might be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Calm down with that."
I think Zaya might not be too bad for me personally. If you did that, because I at least would just be like, okay, well, I can fight back, or I can just get more engines and try to run away.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And that definitely works in that game too. So,
but I'm not gonna like sit down and be like, all right, here we go, let's play Rune Wars. I'm just gonna be like
head-to-head war game where we're literally just killing each other.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get a sandwich or something.
Gotcha.
But I don't.
Good times. Which seems interesting because I guess it's a lot more team dynamic when you play Dota and stuff like that, right? So it's more about like, being on a team as opposed to just like, because Dota is very much like, hey, we're going and attacking each other and stuff like that, head-to-head fighting. But I guess there's a lot of other goals.
Yeah, it's like a team game. So you're trying to coordinate with other people to accomplish a goal. Mm-hmm. So you feel like I need to pull my weight here. Somebody else needs to do this, so that together we can get the end game achieved. But
nice.
Even still, I haven't even played that game in a while, just because I stopped enjoying it. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
See, okay, sorry, Trevor. I don't agree with you. I'm over Twilight Struggle.
Have you played Twilight Struggle?
Yeah, I played Twilight Struggle.
I never played it just because the theme doesn't
It's a great... Twilight Struggle is a fun game. It's a good game. I enjoy it. However, the game is like old and I've just kind of moved on. And I guess you could say I'm part of the cult of the new. Sure, but some of my games are older than some of our listeners that are listening right now and some of the people talking in chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just that. It's just like I'm over the Cold War, and I think it's cute. There needs to be a Twilight Struggle to China.
I would love to play the
North
Expanse.
Korea and U.S. Like, what's really going to happen? Like, they need to retheme it to today, but I don't know. I'm over that game. Like, and all these people on BGG Con on like older games that can't be dethroned. It's the point for new games to be better than the past, to learn from the past. Anyway.
Yeah,
Trevor,
I heard the Expanse has like some of the similar-ish mechanics and similar feel, but it's in space. So
yeah,
with the Expanse, I'd like to watch that show before I play it though. That'd be cool. So I'd actually know what the theme of the game is. But yeah, good times. Have you seen the Expanse, Matt?
Nope.
Sounds like a thing you would like. I think it's like space, but like solar system type stuff. I think Trevor would know more about it than I do about the show and stuff because he has the show and the game and stuff. But
I think it's on
Netflix.
Netflix. I think it's in my list of things to watch.
If it's on Netflix, I need to watch it.
I think that list is like 200 strong. So I honestly don't know what's in it, but like what leaves or comes in or out.
Nice.
Also, I like, speaking of Netflix, sorry, not to get too far off topic, but Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror is insane. Isn't the new season coming out?
Man, okay, so for a while they were saying December 14th, the internet was. Then somebody was saying the 8th. Then...
Are they like keeping the release date a secret?
Sorta, yeah. Like they came out with a trailer that Hector sent me, and at the end of it, it just says February 2nd, 2018, and people were like, what? Nah, it can't be that. And then so people are looking, the Black Mirror Twitter has liked 4 or 5 tweets that are all from specifically December 29th of various years. And it's just like, so it's the 29th. And I'm just like, guys, just chill out. It's coming. It'll be here. It's fine. Relax.
Yeah, that's a show that'll give you anxiety.
Good times.
For sure. Awesome. So what do you guys...
I watched the first episode of that.
With the pig?
Show.
That was a mistake. You should have started with the second. First.
I have not watched anything since then.
The rest of it is much better. Like, the thing is, I feel like once you get through the whole thing, you can look at the first episode like objectively and say, you know what, this is a pretty good setup and a pretty good run up for what this show is about, which is like sort of shocking things and like human culture.
But you can literally just watch them in any order. Like I watched a few random ones that like had subjects that I was more interested in. I'm like, oh, this is about this. Let me watch this one.
So like, there's no specific story.
No.
It's just each episode.
Everyone is completely different.
Yeah, all the actors changed most of the time, so
literally
they're all
you
just
could like
little self-contained stories.
I mean, I watched one where it was about like her husband died and she got like a AI version of him or something like that.
Yeah,
and he ended up creeping her out way too much, and she ended up just like leaving him in the attic. So,
Bro, I'm excited for Thursday for that new Jurassic World trailer to drop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Boom.
So much good shows. Hype. So what do you guys think about...
It's not a good show. The acting and the story is stupid, but just dinosaurs eating people, that's good.
I agree with you, Rob.
Like, why else are you watching it? There's no reason that... Like, if you go in expecting Chris Pratt, which I really like Chris Pratt, he's not going to win any awards for that movie. Bryce Dallas Howard is not going to win anything. You're going to watch dinosaurs eat SWAT team members. It's hilarious. It shouldn't even happen.
Nice.
Oh, is that the cutoff music? Was it like on the Oscars?
No, I was doing the Jurassic Park music. Anyway, 2-player co-ops. What do you guys think about 2-player cooperative games?
I think you should expand your friend group.
No, I mean, there's ones that work better with 2 players. Like, we played Seventh Continent. I don't know that I'd play that with much more than 2 players. Like, I think that's a really good one that you can just play with just one other person. Because if you play with more people, I mean, what's that? I mean, you're still going to kind of all be doing the same thing, just arguing about it longer. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I like to play a lot of co-ops 2 players. Like Legendary, Legendary seems like it's easy mode 2 players because you can ramp up your decks so quickly, but it's really quick back and forth. It's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun playing Legendary 2 players with my wife and stuff like that. So Legendary is really awesome. Have you ever played Legendary 2 players, Matt? So quick. It's like my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Let's do this.
I think there was one time I was intending to play Villains 2 players when I was on the cruise, and then I opened the box and realized that everything was still in shrink, so I was just like, okay, I really want to show my friend this game, so let me just give it a go. So we literally sorted through the whole thing, went and got lunch, came back, and then sat down to start playing, and then the people whose game it was were like, oh, that's our game. What are you doing? And I was like, oh, I've sorted everything. We're going to start. Do you guys want to play? And they're like, yeah. And they were like, we were going to sort it, but when we opened the box, we went, that's a lot of cards, and it seemed very intimidating. And I was like, cool, it only took me like 20 minutes. Let's go.
That's crazy.
So,
I mean, that is a 2-player game, just sorting that box.
Yeah, no, it was. I had the other guy helping me, and I was like, hey, man, okay, so here we go, because you think that Upper Deck would print these cards out in a logical order, where it's like, hey, these are the Deadpool run, hey, this is the this run, hey, that's the this. No, none of that stuff makes sense.
I mean, what they do is they print them in sheets of the multiples, so they just have it all laid out, but then they cut it, and they don't put the different pieces where they go, they just mix it all together, and it doesn't, it just sucks.
It's all over the place.
It's like,
well, like what I don't understand is like they could just make the sheet all the cards that you need for the base game on just like 4 sheets, and then just cut that out and go, as opposed to just doing sheets of the same card. Like it's not the U.S. Treasury,
right?
Like,
there's only
mint.
Like say there's 4 of one specific card. They'll put each card that there's 4 of on one sheet, and then they'll cut it, but then they'll put all those together. And then it's just like, okay, well, I got to go, okay, there's one pile of each card that there's 4 of. And it's just like, it sucks. But yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed playing. I really like Eldritch Horror 2 players. I really enjoy Mansions of Madness 2 players. I like almost all these co-ops I enjoy 2 players.
Okay, awesome. I like Mansions and stuff 2 players, but I don't consider Mansions of Madness a 2-player game.
Right.
I just like playing it 2 players because the 3rd or 4th player is not available to play.
Right.
And I just love the game, but I don't consider it like a 2-player game.
I wouldn't consider it specifically a 2-player game either.
I mean, I have played it 2 players before with like Just Lee and things like that, and it especially on the 2nd edition because you can't really do it in the 1st edition.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next,
would you play more 2-player games if given the opportunity? Rob would just rather have more people.
Well, like, I will play more Rune Wars when I get more stuff, or I will play like Star Wars Legion. Like, I'll play more games like that, you know, that are like miniature games or card games. Like, I'll go beat Mark Hale any day at Ashes and stuff. But like, given the opportunity, I mean, I don't know, it's like a jaded question.
It's like okay. More games given the opportunity. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah. All right, I take back my answer. Yes, sure, I would play.
Yeah.
I'd rather play with more people.
I'm going to say no. And my reason being is because I actually don't like 2-player games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, playing games is a way to unwind and relax, and I feel like no matter the 2-player game, there's a couple of co-ops that are an exception to this rule, but no matter what happens, I feel like I'm playing a game that's like a puzzle, and I can't fully unwind. I have to like engage more than I would if I were playing with a larger group of people so that I can do what needs to be done. So for me, it's like very much like, I didn't want to think this much. I just wanted to sit down, think a little bit, maybe do a couple of math problems, talk to some people, and feel good about beating some zombies or curing a disease or whatever's happening. So,
bro, Matt, you need to really try Zombicide again.
Yeah, no, I want to. When Green Horde gets here, I definitely want to play it.
Boom, done.
Boom.
I was looking at my Green Horde stuff the other day. Or not my Green Horde, my Black Plague stuff, and I totally forgot I have a Batman Zombicide guy, and he's got like 2 axes, and he looks all just looks awesome.
Oh man! Speaking of Batman, did you guys see the trailer for Batman Ninja?
Oh yeah,
the anime.
Yeah, man, that looks good. Anyway,
when we were playing Zombicide this weekend, they were talking to me about that. They're like, "Man, you got to check out this new anime, Batman Ninja."
It looks very good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So very last, what is your favorite 2-player game, period?
Period? Man, I'm not going to say period. I'm not going to answer that the way you want me to answer it, Roy. But I'm going to say the 2-player game that I've enjoyed playing the most, also because I played it more than any other 2-player game, is, and you mentioned it earlier, Summoner Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Totally didn't think about that game, but I love that game.
That's really good.
I've played it a lot. I've got all the expansions for it. It's just a blast. It's a blast. There are other really great, if not better, 2-player games, but like that's the 2-player game that if somebody said, "Hey man, do you want to play this?" Sure. Like I'd be right there with Ashes. Like, sure. And I don't consider Ashes a 2-player game. I'm not considering LCGs, because then you could also say Magic is a 2-player game and a bunch of that other stuff. And I don't want to get into that.
I like Magic better not 2 players, which is weird.
See,
Magic's
hard to do just 2 players like that. I'd say Ashes, hands down.
Yeah.
I love Ashes. But
I mean, I think
Summoner
that's
Wars,
valid, though.
It's a miniatures game with paper units rather than miniatures. I mean, it's really what it is. But
it's got a lot more of that tactical chessy, like abstract feel with the movement in it, like trying to figure out how to block your opponent in and stuff like that too, which you don't necessarily have as much of in miniatures games. That's awesome. For me, I mean, I think everybody knows the answer. What my favorite 2-player game is?
Twilight Imperium 3.
No. That'd be pretty terrible.
War of the Ring.
Yeah, War of the Ring for sure. I love Lord of the Rings, and War of the Ring is amazing. I really want to play again with all the stuff, just because like it just takes so long to play the game and set all the stuff up. But when you play it, it is definitely epic and huge and awesome. And I really need to get another game of everything War of the Ring in. I know my friend Dustin really enjoys the game a lot. I like to play with him. I like to play with Rob. I really need to. Me and Trevor had talked about playing War of the Ring too, so we need to make that happen. I'll play War of the Ring with everybody. Let's line them up. Everybody, let's play War of the Ring. Maybe I'll play the Shadow Player at some point. But yeah, I haven't played Hunt for the Ring yet. Cause Amby, you're asking me if I played yet. You're supposed to tell me if it was any good. I asked you on Instagram. Because I like your stuff. I'm just kidding.
You do. You like naturally. Amby doesn't have to ask you to go like her stuff. You just naturally like it.
Nice.
It's all right, though. It's going to be a while before I like another Epic Gaming Night.
It's fine. We got
picture
plenty
or
of
video.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just going to look over it.
Roy's like, "Hey, man, we won't miss one." Like,
I mean, pretty much.
That's just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. I need to get back on the Favorite Game Friday, but somebody quit texting me for videos.
I need to set you up with just the stuff to make it happen.
I'm not in that group.
I thought you were. Like, I added you to that stuff.
Well, how do I get to that? I don't know how to get to that
I'll
stuff.
resend you all the emails, man.
No, I'm not getting any emails, bro. You know how many emails I get on a daily basis? That's probably why. Nope. Never mind. I'm out. I'm out again.
I don't know what I can
My
do.
emails just blow up. With all the work stuff I've got going on.
Gotcha.
Let's talk about the real stuff that we need to talk about. And that is Star Wars coming out.
Yes. I was actually kind of want to talk about that.
I know you sent me a link, Adam. I probably deleted it. You know how many emails I get on a regular basis for work-related stuff? I think, yeah.
It's turned into the email rant show.
No, I mean, I won't get into that stuff, but I mean, I've got 3 different email accounts that I use on a daily basis, all for different work stuff. It's crazy, man. And I'm OCD. Like, I can't see that red number by email, so I have to check them. Like I can't, and I know people are like, just don't do it. I can't not do it. I either got to check it or delete it. But Star Wars, I think it's a big hoopla. I don't think Rey is going to join the dark side and go with Kylo Ren. If she goes with Kylo, it's going to be like some spy espionage backstabby stuff, like Jedi mind trick something.
So what do you think about the whole Luke thing where everybody's like, the villain's always in the background?
Luke's not the villain. Here's the problem. Luke has become
a gray Jedi. Yeah.
He's become the gray Jedi. He is now seeing what it needs to be. And
the way the Jedi are supposed to be becomes.
Yeah, they're supposed to be neutral, not just light, not just dark. Now, not to say that they need to go blow up planets or anything like that, but the good guys aren't always right, and so I think Luke has come to learn that. But Rey is just hardcore, bro. Rey, I'm excited to see her powers and see her evolve. I'm really going to be pissed if freaking Kylo kills his mom, bro, because I know Carrie Fisher's got to go somewhere, Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Is very sad to see that and hear that when she passed away. So I know that she's exiting the program.
I bet she'll go gracefully.
Bro, if Kylo really shoots his mom, if he really shoots his mama, that man needs to die.
I mean, he already killed his dad.
Okay, but it's different.
Is it?
I'm not saying I have daddy issues, but he'd be first to go.
I mean, honestly, matricide and patricide are like pretty close. I feel like the words are even similar. Like it's very
no. Your dad doesn't carry you for 10 months because you're really pregnant for 10 months. Don't let anybody say 9. You're really pregnant for 10 months. Your dad doesn't carry you for 10 months. You don't have that in. Like Matt, listen, and Roy and other parents can attest to this. Unless I'm just doing it all wrong. Like my daughter now, she likes me when my wife's not in the room. As soon as my wife comes in the room, it's like bye. Bye. She'll laugh at me and she'll play with me if my wife is holding her. But if I'm in the room and my wife's in the room, 9 out of 10 times she wants my wife, and it's just that connection. There's a special bond. There's a special connection. Not that I don't love. I mean, I love my daughters to death. I've come to learn. I've been trained very well to just give them what they want. So anyway,
it's that old Bill Cosby joke, right? Where it's go out, play ball with your son every day, train him up, goes to middle school, starts playing football, keep working with him, keep working, gets to high school, is doing high school ball. You're like, yeah, keep training him, giving him encouragement, all that stuff. Goes to college, does well, goes off, becomes a professional football player. First touchdown he scores, wins the game.
This is for mom.
After the it's like, Mom, what are you doing?
I want to dedicate this for my mama. That's exactly what happened, Matt. Matt, listen, for example, the other day, went like on a daddy-daughter date with my daughter, had a blast, had a good time. Every single time, if you ask my daughter, who do you want you to put to bed? Oh, mommy. But
we have the opposite thing going on in my house, and my wife's really mad at me about it all the time.
The opposite? No.
It is the opposite in my house. Like,
I can understand that now because you're more in your kid's life now than your wife is. I mean, I've got a friend, he's got the opposite because he's like you, he works at nights, and so he's at home with the kids as well, and so the kids cling to him. It's just my schedule's crazy. And so anyway, I don't know why we're talking about all this stuff. Star Wars is going to be awesome. Adam, I love the fact that you're taking your kids out of school. When my kids get older, I will totally do stuff like that. I may just do that for when the McRib comes back. Y'all, we're going to McDonald's. The McRib is back.
That's awesome.
So, and my kids are real young right now. I mean, my youngest is 3 months. I mean, she just discovered her hand, and she laughs at fart noises. And my other daughter, she's starting to love daddy because she realizes daddy who has the money. So, well, Kickstarter has daddy's money, but she doesn't know that yet.
Then she's going to fuss at you too.
Daddy, you know how many LOL balls I could have bought with all that Kickstarter money?
Dude, my daughter loves that stuff too.
Listen.
I just like, never mind. That's a tangent I shouldn't get into.
What?
LOL balls.
It's all the blind box stuff where it's just like you introduce kids to gambling at a really early age, where it's like, hey kids, spend $5 on this piece of plastic to maybe get a toy you want, but if you don't, it's okay. It's only $5 to give another try.
It's the worst when they're like, buy me this blind box, and then they open it, it's not the character they want, and then they cry, and you're just like,
they just throw it away.
See, I'm the type where I will get her that stuff, but I make it a big deal if she's got two, because I don't tolerate that that crying for like, oh, it's not the one that I wanted. Well,
I mean, it's the same way here.
That's what you got.
That still happens.
And it's not going to happen any other way. And if you keep crying, I guess we're just not going to get you anymore, because I don't want you to deal with that shock and failure every single time. So I'll spare you from that. No, it's okay. I like it. It's fine. Oh, okay, I thought you did.
And then Rob opens a Star Wars Destiny booster pack and gets the same thing again. He's just like, oh, man, I wanted...
Man, Star Wars Destiny, that's a good 2-player game.
It's a money hole.
Yeah, man. Just instead give your kid $5 and then say, hey, if we'll flip a coin, and if it's heads, I'll give you another $5, but if it's tails, I'm never giving you money again for the rest of your life.
I'd almost take that, though, if that could really happen. But I love my daughter. I mean, I want to spoil my kids. Just like, I'm not buying these board games for me, guys. I want you to listen. It's for my children. I'm doing it for them. It's an investment in their future.
What sort of face does your wife make when you say that? I'm just curious.
What sort of what?
What sort of face does your wife make when you do that? See that thing? She puts her hand on her hip and is like, really?
No, I usually get like the back turned. Like, oh, that's so dumb, I'm leaving the room. That's so dumb, I'm leaving the room. That type of thing.
Nice. Awesome, guys. Well, it's been a while, so I guess we will close this thing out.
Boom. I'm tired. Let's close it out.
Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. We want to say thank you so much to all of our amazing patrons who help us out on the podcast, or help us out to do the podcast and to be able to continue to do awesome things. And are we good for the patron of the week?
Hold on, man. I'm gonna try to. Yes, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to look up something real quick.
Hey, cool. But yeah, if you want to check us out on Patreon, it's Epic or patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night, and there's tons of awesome patrons over there who help us out to be able to make the show possible. So many amazing people who have like stuck with us like since we started it, and we've had tons of new people join in. It's just so awesome to have the support of all the listeners out there. You guys are amazing, and it helps us to be able to do cool stuff like the dice and the giveaways and things like that. What up?
So I wanted time to snip up David. You better chill out, David Moss right now, bro. You better chill out, man. We're not talking about this, man. Come on. I'm going to be on next week's podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's going to be great. No, it's not going to be like that, because I probably won't get on just out of fear. No, listen. Okay. I want to say a big shout out to all of our patrons, even the people that aren't patrons. First of all, if you're not a patron, become a patron. But even if you're not a patron, we love you guys and we appreciate it. And we thank you for putting up with us and putting up with us and chat and just taking time out of your lives to be with us, whether you're listening to us live or watching us live or even just listening on the on iTunes or whatever format you listen to. So thank you so much. But our patron of the week this week is a wonderful young man, a wonderful, wonderful individual who I was going to look up something. I think this is cool. I was looking up what their name means. Our patron of the week, their name means prudent. Their name means literally Big Village. If my name meant Big Village, I would throw down every single place I went. I would go crazy. Shut up. My name's Big Village. What do you want to drink? I don't know. Enough for a Big Village. I would probably go crazy. I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting really excited about that. But if I had a name meaning big village, I think I would like own a major corporation. I definitely own an island. So I could put a village on my island. But I am talking about Trevor Arat. I hope it's Arat. A-R-A-T. Trevor Arat or Arat. I said the same thing twice. Trevor, you are an amazing individual, sir. Mm-hmm. You are one of the last unicorns. You are mysterious. You're glorious. You're majestic. Everybody loves you, whether we want to admit it or not. We love you. We are trying. You not only are you like a mysterious unicorn, you are like the phoenix, bro. We can't keep you down because once somebody knocks you down, once you go into that pile of ash, you come back again. Your tears have got healing powers. I mean, you can carry 100 times your weight. You are a freaking big village. You are a big village. Trevor, we appreciate you. We thank you so much for putting up with us. You are definitely the mayor of Awesome Town. You're not just the mayor. You are Awesome Town. We all pay leases to you. We're like, hey, Trevor, we're back home. Here's my rent money. Or I pay ridiculous real estate fees to live in your area. Hey, Trevor, take my money, please. I want to be with you. Trevor, I want to be with you. I want to be with you, Trevor, so bad. Not in a weird way, because it wouldn't be weird. It'd be beautiful because you're a unicorn. You're freaking unicorn phoenix. You're a unix. You're a big village. That's what you are. And we appreciate you. You're an amazing individual. Thanks for putting up with us. I don't know why you do it. I know why my wife does. It's because I give her money to stay. I'm like, hey, man, if you think I spend a lot on Kickstarter, imagine how much I'm going to spend on you. Because I wouldn't be married to me. But you know who would be married to me? Trevor would, because he's a sweet soul.
Trevor's also awesome because he messaged me and said that he's been listening to the podcast since our very second episode and like listens to it every
Trevor, I'm
single
so
week.
Sorry.
Boy,
I am so sorry, Trevor.
Absolutely. Thanks for putting up with that.
Second episode, like the fact that you just gave us a chance to grow as people is just a miracle within itself.
Back when we were like breathing heavily into the microphones, when we got excited if anybody liked our tweets and our Instagrams, forget the fact anything. Trevor, you are a lion. You just became a lion, bro. You've been listening for that long. You are a freaking champ. You're not a champ. You're the champ. You are ridiculous. Man, what did you like do something really bad? Is this like a prison sentence that you have to put up with us for that long? Like, did you lose a bet or something? Trevor, I am so sorry. Send me your address. I just feel like I need to send you money. Just like, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. You're an amazing individual. We really, 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 money or no money, we appreciate you putting up with us. It is fans like you, for the people that have been listening for so long, and all of our new fans. We love all of you guys, whether we just met you for the first time or whether you've been with us for a long time. We will probably question your judgment the longer you stay with us because we don't even know why we're still doing the show. But thank you guys so much. You are the reason why I breathe. You are my morning sun and my evening star. You guide my heart.
Hi.
I'm not buying this Kickstarters. I'm only buying my Kickstarters. I'm done. You guys can close out the show.
Awesome. Well, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Also, make sure to hit up Rob on Instagram at writing.newman, right?
Yes.
He needs some likes over there. So really, at Writing Newman on Instagram. He's posting pictures of him playing Zombicide and him holding up the Legend of Dragonholt box. That sort of stuff.
A quick shout out to Adam Sparks. Thank you so much for all of the critiques and stuff you gave me back on my manuscript. I know you've been working really hard on that, and I really appreciate all the help. And so that's why my Instagram is Writing Newman, because I'm writing a novel. But with Adam's help, it's going to be the best thing. It's only going to be second to the Bible. It's going to totally kill Harry Potter and Twilight and all those other great stuff. This is going to be the best. Adam Sparks, thank you so much. That's a complete farce because Adam doesn't talk to me about my book. He read like the first 2 pages and I haven't heard from him.
I heard he was going to take some pictures and make it into a picture book.
I think that would do better. He was like, "Hey, man, I read the first chapter. I got some notes for you." He has not called back. I'm not even joking. He has not called back.
Hype.
Now, he gets on the chat, but he has not called back. I love it. It's terrible.
Nice. Awesome, guys. Well, make sure to hit us up on everything, and we love you guys, so we'll see you guys next time. You're the best.
We do love you guys. And soon we're all going to get together and play games again. Just this Q4 for us is crazy.
Let's do it. Peace. Hype, 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 hype.
I'll even see Matt soon, hopefully. Like
Adam has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 messages in a row. Just kidding. It's funny because if I scroll up and down on the chat, it actually scrolls up and down in the video as well. Hype. Good night, everybody. You're all the best. Everybody, keep Rob in your thoughts for Thursday. What was that comment that you got mad about? Time to snip up with some scissors.
Yeah.
I didn't get mad. I thought it was hilarious.
Scissor mode is great.
David's the best. David Moss. Shout out to David Moss.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. It's just a little scary, but I thought it was a little hilarious.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody in chat.
Night, folks.
Peace.
And for those